further way forward. 2 points there. One content wise. That means we have to improve the content or the academic part of this group and the youth activity as a whole. That's the one point. I like to say young volunteers now here must be transferred to autonomous drivers of science. Uh, I am trying to make some new words here. Year by year, we are using the traditional words, cadre, activist. So, in this session, I like to change that word. So, all these young volunteers should be transferred to autonomous drivers of science inquiry. It's a major task, and we should have a lot of activities and components. What should be the components? We have to discuss. The second part is the improving or strengthening or widening the network. APSN is a network. There is a national level. There is a youth desk, and similarly, a few people are working as a youth subcommittee on regional level, but it is not very much functional. And that should we should make it as a functional group so that we have to do some activities. Because the first point is science is not simply preaching, but is practicing also. So if we take that idea that science as a major portion, we will take it as a practicing. So we have to do a lot of activities at local level. So I am using this word. Communication should be modernized. Second, action should be localized. Earlier we have a slogan, think globally, act locally. So based on this improvisation or modernizing the language and nature, we have to go for local action. And this local action is based on this theory, science as a practice. In that sense, digital and technological transformation is the next part. I am saying before you because in our Samadha workshop or in our research workshop, I don't say like this because the youth, even this best friend, is doing a lot of activities, enormous work when compared with our people doing. So these focus areas: one, modernizing communication; second, localize action, so that we can bridge the gap between academic society or academic community with the society. In other sense, all of us, for me, I always like to say that I am a link person. Link person. A local society, what is their problem? They are not getting adequate drinking water, potable water. That's the problem there. But on the other side, there are a lot of programs implemented by the government, and there are a lot of modern techniques also. So these techniques or the implementing programs have to be linked with the social need or demand of the poor people's needs. That we should say. That is the role of the people science movement. So that's all. That we can discuss very detailed in other sections or other workshops also. So for this purpose, I may suggest two more things. One, citizen science platforms. This is an this is a Gen Z word. I may citizen. Yeah, earlier we have a lot of type these words which were Alcotam, neighborhood groups, self groups that were derived for the last 10 to 15 years back. Now we can use these words, citizen science platforms, social media platform, and so that we should be able to counter the WhatsApp media university. WhatsApp, we are criticizing the WhatsApp media university. Okay, then what we are doing? So that is a question. So the same weapon can be used by United States and Korea or Vietnam also. So we are also using the same tools of science and technology, but we are using on the people's side, for the people, by the people, we are using. And the last part, micro level planning. And for this micro level planning, and institutional integration is necessary. We may say at some times that this is a youth group, and all these things cannot be solved by youth, and we will do as we can do. And we are a limited group. No, as a movement, as a people science movement, we have to integrate with other groups also. So that if we are taking as an individual or a small group like youth desk, our ability is very little. But if we are integrating with other groups and other organizations also, see, here we are sitting here, and who is the host groups? There are a lot of trade union, service organizations, maso organizations, and there are different groups here, and all of them are ready to host these type of workshops and gatherings. So the demand is people science movement should be here, and they can make. So they are making their role is tool making, tool for the fighting force. That is science and technology. So that type of activity we are doing, and for that activity, this type of all the groups, even individuals, institutions will support us. That is the and the last point is so that micro level planning will be done, and through this micro level planning, science to society or science and society. That's our slogan. And skill-based volunteering, cultural narrative shift, climate anxiety support. So we can use a hub and spoke. That's a new word also. Hub and spoke. Yeah, you will be a hub in Tamil Nadu. You can mentor a few people in your locality or the next district or locality. In this type of activities, we should conduct. Actually. And last point, what should be the a new word for youth? Can we say green volunteer, rural volunteer, or naked scientist, or barefoot scientist? Barefoot scientist?
Barefoot scientist.
Barefoot scientist? Okay.
Barefoot.
Like barefoot doctors from China. So,
Barefoot.
what is a word, apt word? That you decide. But there should we should find out a apt word for doing all these activities. A word, what is it?
So barefoot science activist.
Barefoot science activist. Yeah. Also, this word is add.
Yes.
Yeah, anybody can respond.
Yeah.
In this way, we will do something to expand the network and strengthen the network. And also, how we can transform a volunteer or a member. Some people are coming at the first step. A member should be changed, transformed as an activist. That's the question. That's why I am saying that a volunteer transformed to be a spontaneous uh,
Member.
driver of science inquiry. INQUIRY. So that type of questions we can ask. The last point, what should be our network? A broad outline. At national level, we have a youth desk. In southern side, from Telangana, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, Kerala, and Karnataka. From these states, we should have a youth group. Yeah, we are presenting this proposal before the national committee as a working group here, and through some activities we will be more powerful. Then we can say that these type of activities we have conducted so far, and we will be making some more future activities. So in that way we can work. For within that subcommittee, as a youth desk or youth subcommittee, KSSP has presented here a lot of activities they have done for the last 3 or 4 years. You you will see that in KSSP they are running a lot of activities, and that these days in KSSP are golden days. No, there are a lot of challenges. Even then, KSSP is trying hard to establish this network as a strong and prosperous one. So that model we can replicate. For example, technological and engineering group, a medical group, social science group, researchers group, lawyers group. And in that way, if we find another group, when there is a demand, we can form another group. That all these are subsets of the youth subcommittee. So you please think in your stage in like that. So we will make a proposal from the states, and we will make a ad hoc committee at South Zone level. Then we can do that subset work and plan. Anyway, within 3 or 4 months, we will do regularly our meetings, whether it is online or offline. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, JVV Andhra, and Karnataka. Karnataka, they will decide. And now these three groups have agreed to host any program we are planning immediately. So that is the best opportunity here, and we will do that. So we will make a WhatsApp group who have attended this camp here. Through that WhatsApp group, we will supply as much as materials we have and the future materials also. And also we will do the information through that group. Anybody can give the inputs in that group, and that will be more meaningful. And at a level, we will make a text or brief uh, content of this workshop, which will be useful for further camps. Second, we will do the online work to make materials more final, more powerful, and more designed, so that we can use it anywhere. And the problem is, for these youth activities, these materials, traditionally we have a lot of materials, but that materials may not be applicable to the specific area or for that archetype. So we have to change that by nature or language anyway. So that things we can do online, whether we are in Kanyakumari or in Anandapur or in Vijayawada, no problem. We can do that.
Yes.
So that type of group activity we will have. So that's all at this point. Then we can further talking in another session.
Only
Thank you so much.